Good morning. We all set up and working and running and going, and did not get time to get back into things last night, whereas we were yesterday. One of the problems going on that I forgot to address and want to fix is the boss room still capable of finishing on a down, which creates a weird hole in the floor. So I need to set up a little logic to be like, if something like this. If we're at the end and we're attempting to make this our boss room, how about if we do greater than or equal and let's say current cell dot direction does not equal direction dot down. Now that'll stop this from triggering, but the while loop's going to keep going, or it'll run out once we pass the cell count. So let's see. Maybe we need to do it like this. So in this case, if we're on our final end rounds here, and the direction does not equal down, label it as, go ahead and label it as the boss room. Otherwise, let's go ahead and do cell count plus plus. So if necessary, we'll just add one more cell to the total cell count. Which I don't think we're... Yeah, we should be rolling for that. Aren't we? We built cell count per floor, which is silly. And cell count modifier. We're not actually using those numbers. Cell count. Where does that come into play? Cell count. Yeah, okay. We are using those. So yeah. Cell count equals plus or minus that. Good. So this will just make sure the while loop doesn't run out until boss room gets assigned. And there's really only one way to test that. Let's see. Let's do plus current current cell. Stream chat here. Plus current cell dot direction, and let's say here we'll do a debug dot log, adding one more cell. And just because it always pops into my head, let's say one more time, like that. And just gonna, oh, I didn't shave today. Look at that. We'll just regenerate it a few times. See if we can get it to add a cell. South, east, east, south, east. There it is. Added it to make sure that it wasn't going down. And then it ended with the boss room going east. Which I think is, yeah, went over here. Wanted to end down here, but realized that's not acceptable. Pushed it over one more room, and now we've got a boss room. Okay, so we did already plug this into the game itself. I just wanted to test the code over there because it recompiles so quickly. So let's grab dungeon generator, and let's just copy this code over to there. That's all we really need to change. And we're good with this. We can close the test. We'll get that one compiling. I'm going to open up version control. Saw an article, best YouTuber of 20 with some kid reviewing toys. Yeah. My niece watches him, actually. I'm not currently shooting for YouTube. I might do some stuff in my free time, making tutorials like we talked about yesterday. But like the requirements to be an affiliate for YouTube, you gotta have like 1,000 subscribers and like all of this. I mean, the numbers were really big just to get to like the first stage. Twitch, it's just 50, which I'm at like 49 now or something. And I need to get an average viewer count of 3, which I'm only at like 1.8 or something, so I could just ask my parents and some friends to turn it on all day, but I don't really like doing that kind of stuff. Just see if it happens. Fixed boss rooms being able to spawn downward. That's all we did there, but that was important. Now we just need to work on the loot. So, the current problem is on the monster AI script, when we get down to death, we're currently doing this. Let's just go ahead and do and world encounter manager dot I'm sorry, what is this, rank, monster rank is equal to monster rank dot hero. Then we'll go ahead and report hero death. Otherwise, we just want some random tier to be dropping on all those gobos. Now, generate loot. This is just gonna grab some random stuff for now. I'm just gonna test that. Make sure those guys drop some stuff. You mean in the dungeon? Or what do you mean with the lower amounts of rarity ore? Just because it's harder to find rare ore than it is trees or... Monsters. Still not generating loot though. Well, we should test that because I'm in Newbie Town. And monsters get scaled down when you're in Newbie Town. Let's teleport out to like, let's see, I think they scale up to, I think it's level 20. Let's double check that. I'm pretty sure it's not 30. 35 for difficulty. What about size? Where they do generate self. Generate self. Level, yeah, they scale up to level 10. So we only need to go out. Yeah, and they scale in difficulty up to level 35 too. They get a little tougher each until you get up to 35. And they're also more difficult at night. Most people don't know that, because I don't tell them that anywhere, obviously. As usual, the Visual Studio View is broken, but whatever. So I'm just gonna do this. Definitely. That is the time, and I always teleport straight into the water. Wouldn't you know it? Always happens. Just gonna, let's see, we're gonna go to the west once more. Alright, what do we got on? There we go. Dungeon Ahoy. Enchanted stone up there. I'm gonna die of hunger before I die of any of these wussies. Let's see here. Magical dungeon entrance. It's so ominous. Okay. Let's see how big these guys are. Yeah, they're bigger now. That looks like a champion even there. That's a big guy. I might want to up his range a little. He's kind of looking to the side there, a little funky. And are their health bars not showing up? Is that what's going on here? One shotted that guy. One shotted that guy. I'm gonna need to find another champion, I think. Who's a champion? I guess I can punch him. Oh yeah, health bars are working. AoE's working. Punch you down. Yeah, this will be fun for mage. AoEs. These guys run at you from pretty far away though. It's gonna be a little dangerous in here. Anyway, so yeah, they're pretty good sized. They're just tiny starting out. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Have them be specific to like an earth plane sort of thing. These would be more like the bandits of the world. That could be a thing. That could be a thing. Did you notice too, when I was first looking at them, they've got like this shoulder armor and stuff, and I can turn that off. So I can like make each one of them a little different. You know, have this stuff be like randomly on and off. I want to turn their pants off really. And I think they also have, yeah, this guy's got a slingshot. So I can make ranged versions of them too when we get monster skills working. See, and they've got an animation for that too. We've got a dagger guy too. So we can make a rogue guy, we can make a fighter guy, and we can make a... And I could give him some stupid staff and make a caster version too. There are. The two that I brought in... Well, here, I'll show you the pack. That, at least the... I mean, some of them are like unicorns and stuff that I don't want to use. In this respect anyway, not yet. Maybe someday. But, it's honestly not super difficult nowadays. There's a technique called Zbrush, where you like take a sphere, like a geosphere, and you just like pull on it like clay. You can just add to it. So, you know, you just shape it like a torso, you add some arms, and you can compress and you can add. So it's just like shaving and adding to clay. And for me, that was really intuitive. But so see here, I got, I brought in these guys and then these guys for the normal dudes. And then this guy for the boss. But there's also like these are... And all of them have, like, see, this guy's got a short bow and a long thing. I think he's got... He might have a dagger there, too, or something. But there's an orc guy here, too. And a warg or a barghest. an ogre thingy. And there's some bigger dudes over here. What is this? Cyclops and Troll, I think. And then I think I'm gonna do just a second dungeon with the same generator, but make it undead. So it'll have a bunch of these guys inside. Maybe just kind of change the colors up a little, you know. I don't think I'll use this guy with the reindeer horns. He's kind of gross, but this can be like a vampire boss, and again, this dude too. I can churn some of this armor on and off. Can I grab the armor itself? I can even get the leather armor off. It's kind of gross, but that's always cool to be able to add a little variance between the different ones so they don't all look the same. And yeah, you can change gear colors, sure. That's a good idea. Protofactor. So they're an actual company. I don't think it's just one guy, but they've got some really good stuff. I own most of these. They're all on, wow, they're all on 50% right now. I think I already have most of these. I spent $50 on here yesterday buying goblin sounds and some dungeon assets and stuff. I own this one, which I think I paid $250 for. And I own this one. I don't own this one. Let's look at it. I don't own this one. Lots on sale for the new year. And these are all included in those big packs. If you buy the pack, that's what I'm looking for. Sci-Fi Creatures. What is this? These look a little exotic. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think we'd be using those. These little critters here might be kind of nice, but again, these are all kind of exotic. These packs, though, they've got a lot of stuff in them. Hornets, and this has those little guys that were in that last pack. $175 though. Mantis. These would be good little cave guys. Let's see what else we got here. Mantis. Turtle. Cavey. This is all like Underdark creatures. Creepy frogs for the swamp. That's gross. Yeah, I mean some cool stuff, and like, you know, you can recolor these, so like we can make that into a lava dude without much effort. You know, these are all drawn up to be skin colored or whatever. but you can always change any of that, of course. Anyway, let's see, why are we not getting drops? Let's look at, for example, the Earth Elemental has... They're different, that's right. Let's look at the Ice Golem. He's got a monster drop. He's got a biome. Might need to put a biome in there. Well, let's look at the loot generator. Generate loot data biome. We are passing in the biome. So, get loot. So having these guys marked as null biomes might just not be good. So, what do we want to do? Do we want to do, I suppose we do want to start making those specific. So let's go ahead and do Goblin Dungeon. This is a new biome. Hey. Now, you and you and you, for now, are going to be Goblin Dungeon dudes. Goblin Dungeon. Come on. Goblin. Goblin Dungeon. Now, let's say, where do we set up the loot? I have like a loot generator, don't I? Loot data. A lot of stuff is set up to be droppable anywhere. Fantasy lizards. Where did you see that? They got a lot of packs. I do have the lizard warrior. I don't have the were snake or the were croc. Those are kind of cool. Dragons. I think I've already got this guy. Hydra, mountain dragon, and wyvern. Yeah, I think it's a little early to be putting dragons in. Someday though, someday. That'll probably be like a... Maybe elemental planes can have a dragon boss or something. Climb the volcano. Fight the dragon inside. Yeah, we'll revisit mine sometime. Really need to try and get out of early access somehow. Stop adding stuff. I do think we definitely need some elemental planes and stuff, though. You know, though, I mean, for a $15 game, you know, when do we call it worth $15? Is it worth $15? I had a dude saying this game should be at least $20, $25. If we could reach a point somewhere where we could get it out of early access, then, you know, gaming magazines and YouTubers and stuff will start playing it. Maybe I can actually make some money, and maybe I can actually then hire someone to help, you know, or like get a deal going with a company or something like that. Because I ain't making money right now, I'll tell you that. But again, we're in early access. I don't do any marketing, so it's understandable. So I believe, even now though that I just marked them as Goblin Dungeon, I think it's just as long as, yeah, no, what is it? And drop loots, get loot. I think as long as they're not marked as null. Should be able to get some loot off of them. Haven't been able to get them to drop anything yet, though. Hey, you. So they're not dropping anything. Why is that? This whole deal just never triggered. Alright, let's do... It doesn't return anything anyway. That wasn't even enabled though. Well, I guess it is a chance to have zero loot, so that might have been my fault there. Should have killed more than one. Nothing on that guy. His collider is still in the way. There's a champion. Nothing on him. Champion should have definitely had something. And their death is not triggering. So that is a problem. Let's see. You're not... Use death animation. What? Who told you to do that? Do not use death animation event. That will break everything. Yeah, champions get more loot and... I don't have them accessing higher rank tables. Normal mobs roll 0 to 1. Champions roll 1 to 2. See here. Heroes roll 2 to 4. Don't have any bosses yet. Fancy chests. Alright, I am now expecting stuff to drop. I got a gem off of that guy. I got some ore off of that guy. I got some... Another gem. Another gem. Alright. So we haven't made any specific drops for them yet. Yeah, those look like World of Warcraft orcs. Video broke. That's a bummer. Looks like they're animated though. They're pretty low poly. Would definitely want to recolor those guys. That's cool looking ghoul. These are kind of cool too. $20 for all of these. Nice little fighter models. When you get into it, you know, when you get good at it, it's really not. I mean, that's just true with anything, though I shouldn't say that, you know. You spend 500 hours doing something, you get good at it. I used to do 3D when I was in high school. What is this? Some fancy stuff. Some cool swords. We gotta get two-handed swords working. Probably doesn't know who I am, and it's gonna send me back to the login screen. No, did it work? Oh, that's amazing. Got 196 things that I want to buy. Anyway. Nice kitties. So, should we get some, I'm gonna eat all these cookies. If you don't eat any of these cookies. 食べちゃうよ。シフォンケーキ食ってん。We could add some special goblin drops. Or not. I suppose we want to get the, we want to get a treasure chest or two working. Let's go back to our test project. And see if we can't get some chests to spawn. And that'll be, I think that'll be it for now. What kind of problems?
Merry Christmas Eve.
本当だ。It's Christmas Eve here already. Uh-oh. Man, we don't have any plans. Better go buy a big steak or something. どうしよう。クリスマスになっちゃうやん。お互い働きなんで。なあ。ちょっと映ったよ。ね。GGC とか。
君の胃カメラ次第。じゃあ明日オーパーに行ってさ、ふわふわのパジャマ買ってほしい。
いいよ。
だってちょうど駅の方行くじゃん。
ああ、金曜日の朝？
そうでしょ？
うん、いいよ。
君もその時でいい？
うん、調子良ければ昼も、やっぱ昼食べるか？
クリスマスランチ
だ
出したのに。
だ。Yeah, I'm getting a stomach camera Christmas morning, so hopefully I don't. I opted for no sedatives. I think I'll be fine. If things go awry, they said they can sedate me right then and there. I don't think I'll need that, but and they're not really that big. I've got them down the throat before. It hasn't bothered me. I'm pretty good at toughing it out, so hopefully I can just stomach it. And wife wants to go shopping after that because it's Christmas and she doesn't have work. suppose I should take the day off too. So we definitely want to get this patched into beta and working. So I've got the boss spawning like this. Oh no, we did go ahead and just add him in there, didn't we? I guess that's acceptable. So we've got what? Resources, world encounters, goblin dungeon, boss room. He's right there. Let's see. Can we do a treasure chest? It's probably under resources. Facilities, maybe? Treasure chest. Where should that go? Wait. Yeah, I tried that once. It didn't last very long. What's up, Stop Nut? Treasure chest. Activated. And then, let's see here. Hi, kitty. When the hero gets killed, we're supposed to have a report. Hey, what are you doing? That, not here. Not here. That actually goes to the World Encounter Manager. Spawn, server, blah blah, report hero death. Public void. Report hero death. You, sir, should probably be an override. Is that all? How does that work with the caves? You're not doing anything special here? I guess not. Public, virtual. Just getting loot set up on the dungeon. Virtual on this guy. And then on the goblin manager dude, I'm gonna do... Let's put him here. Report hero death. So we want to improve on this anyway, so here we go. I still say, well, I mean, Barbarian is pretty crazy, but I still think Ranger is the most dangerous. Ranger with Hunter's Mark, Colossus Slayer, a good bow, double attack, takes archery, gets to fire at range, can take out like 4 melee guys before they can even get up to him. been really sunny and my nose is acting up. Wonder if there's actually something blooming. Public. Let's see, what is it actually? Gotta wait for it to recompile. Treasure chest. Use a facility. Yeah, I probably want to reference that directly. Public facility, main treasure chest. No. And then let's say when we spawn, of course we need to spawn that guy too. Spawn the boss. Main treasure chest equals this will grab, well, this won't, yeah, no, this is right. Go is the boss from prefab, so it will grab that properly. Let's look at how we do this in towers. Yeah, Patreon's a little weird. They're trying to like change stuff up too. That's why I'm hoping to get affiliate status. On Twitch here, and then people can tip. Not that I expect to be getting a lot of tips, but it's cool to have that option available. Yeah, I want to look at how do we do that in towers. I believe I call those in the dungeon folder. Dungeon AI, monsters, heroes, monster AI, facility. So they're linked to the facility, report monster death. The chest becomes unlocked. Okay. So we'll leave that open for use here in a minute. Main treasure chest equals that. Main treasure chest dot locked equals true. And then here, when we get report hero death, we want to grab the decorator. Is that just called decorations? No. We're not storing. Okay, this is. We need to get to the dungeon generator first. Dungeon generator dot dungeon decorator. This is not public, huh? Dungeon generator. I don't even have open dungeon generator. Let's go ahead. AI to AI. The AI is really what's supposed to be handling that, isn't it? We don't have him doing that. Not a big deal. go ahead and make this public. That's not what I meant. Let's make this public. And I might have to reassign that now that it's public, not just serialized. Yeah. Let me just buy all the assets. Well, that's the thing. Only Unity game devs would be watching them. Those kid toys reviews, the kids are watching them. There's a lot of kids in the world with parents wanting them to watch something, so shut up. Akiotsukete. Dungeon generator decorator still there, he's fine. Wife is off to work. Yeah, Blender animation. I'm actually not too familiar with animation in Blender, but yeah, definitely is. It's very widely used. Okay, that did not make me reassign it, which is what I was double checking. And we can get rid of that. And now, if we are the hero and we do report death, we want to grab the main treasure chest and we want to do locked equals false, and then we want to go through and do what we're doing, like this guy here. Oh, what's the matter? What? What's the matter? You. Nice kitty. We don't need to do that. We got structures already. Hi, kitty. What are you doing? You sad that Mama left? I've never paid any money for Blender. I haven't used it in 6 months. It shouldn't be. Maybe there's like a plus plan or something. Get some extra plugins or something like that. I really doubt it though. It's been free for decades. Can I get back to work now, kitty? How much of this do you need? Use it on my lap. Make me sit up straight. It's a good kitty. Alrighty. We don't need a new structure necessarily, do we? Just to put our thing down? No, that's... no. Heroes, monster, transforms, appearance. I don't think we need to do any of that. I'm not going to do that. Let's say quality equals 2. We were looking at that earlier. Loot data quality 2 goes up to 3. Let's say 3, because those guys are deep. No, we're not going to be doing that. We don't need to do that. What is going on with all of this here? Setting it is cleared. Should be fine. This is all just to keep this chest from respawning over and over. Dungeon generator, dagger, main treasure, set up treasure chest. Do we have a tier already defined for this place? We don't. What about the terrain save file? Well, no, we don't. Let's see. Surface position. Wizards. It's mostly in how they cast their spells. Sorcerers use yeah, you get sorcery points. They're very different than wizards. You'd have to read into it to understand it, honestly. Wizards just have like set prepared spells and then they cast them. Sorcerers have like different ways that they prepare and cast, I think is how that works. Maybe John will come in here later and explain that. I've actually never played either. I don't really like to play magic classes. I like to play tanks. The ranger was really fun. And ranger actually has a lot of hit points too. I think that'll work more or less. This will mark the encounter is cleared. It'll unlock the chest and it'll generate some treasure in it. So now we need to be doing you can decorate the boss room, but let's say if master, what is it, manager, do you not, okay, if generator, no, dungeon generator dot manager dot terrain save file dot Encounter world encounter holder dot is cleared. If we're cleared, we want to destroy AI dot game object. Otherwise, we're going to set the boss up and spawn him. And likewise, the main treasure chest here. If we're already cleared, we're going to destroy him. Main treasure chest. Dot game object. Otherwise, we're going to lock him, and we are going to spawn him as well. Mirror.network server.spawn main treasure chest. Yeah, probably the biggest single shot damage would be the wizard, but you can't just keep that up, is the thing. Maybe one or two, top level spells, and then you're spent. Gotta go back to magic missile and whatever. Main treasure chest dot game object. So this is only when we're new. Once the hero death has been reported, we mark it as clear. Main treasure chest unlocks. Let's see, we do want to do this. Let's say main treasure chest dot transform dot set parent to dungeon generator. No, I think this guy's got the miscs. Yeah, miscs. And then you want to go to terrain save file dot world encounter misc data holder dot add misc, and he wants the transform of this guy dot transform. And I think that will do it. So the chest will remain. You can pick it up if you want or not. Alright, we better go test all that out. Yeah, Blender's like anything. You gotta have a passion for it. It is a lot of fun to mess around with. But it's an art form. If you spend time working on it, you can make really cool models. I don't know if you've ever been to, I think it's called ArtStation. But you look at like some of the character designs, and some of these are in 3D, and they'll let you scan them or rotate them, and they'll like show the mesh and stuff. Digital human, what is this? Character creator 3, I don't know what that is. This one you can't rotate. It's really cool when they let you view the whole thing. And just stuff like this, these one shots. This is obviously a painting. This isn't 3D. I really like the 3D stuff. Character. It's all this Hivebuster stuff. Character design, character modeling. Yeah, look at this. 3D and this stuff is just really crazy to me that people can make this detailed stuff in Blender or whatever nowadays. It's crazy. This is a really fun site to look through if you get bored. Just tons and tons of stuff. Mortal Kombat characters. Anyway, so I need to make my way to the boss. I don't think I'm gonna try. Need some way to mark your path. I wonder if I had let's say I had 10 torches. I don't need that debug anymore. And I put them on my hotbar like in Minecraft, and every time I go into a hallway, I put a torch down. I could see that being a thing. Anyway, I'm not actually gonna go through the whole thing here. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna take myself, and I believe the boss room is over here. Yeah, there it is. So, gonna grab myself over there. Try to not go through the floor. And is there a boss? There is a boss. I don't think I set up his animations, did I? Okay, let's just save right here. Maybe back out a little bit. Just make sure we don't interrupt their spawning. And let's go look at his animation sheet. Animator. Monsters. I'm gonna copy Goblin Animator. I'm gonna name it Goblin Boss. I don't know why it didn't go down there. I would have liked that if it did. And where is his animator? Well, let's open him up. It's on here, I believe. There it is. Goblin Boss Animator. Now, I want to open that up. And I want to go to his animations. And let's see. We've got an idle, breathe. I'm just going to stick with my current animators for now, though it definitely would be nice to, you know, we'll get into upgrading this. He's going to roar. He doesn't even have a run, does he? He's too big to run. Fast walk it is, I guess. Get hit. Attack one, and like I say, we'll get into these in the future so that we can have skills on our monsters. That's a good attack. Attack 2 is going to be his claw. There we go. That's what we want. Attack 2. And then death. That's really all we need. see if we can topple him and get some loot. He's walking around. Got some cool shadows going. He's a big guy, that is for sure. I gave him long range, but he's only a level 1.5. Oh, and he's looping his death animation. That's not good. But he's dead. I got some stuff off of him. And an exception occurred. What kind of exception occurred? Interact with. Did I not spawn it? Not present. Given key was not present. Dungeon generator decorator. Spawn mason treasure chest. I should have spawned it. Main treasure chest. Game object. We'll have to poke at that again before we try to access it. Death. Why was this looping? Loop time. Goblin boss. Animator. Die event. Death. Speed 1. Mirror. Animation. Death. Loop. No. Okay, that should be fixed. Let's double check why. The towers were kind of supposed to be the same thing. It's just that I couldn't create corridors. So I had to like stick the rooms next to on one another. And it ended up being ladders, and the ladders really just didn't work that well. And I used a very different method of generating that whole thing. Treasure chest has not been spawned. What's that about? This guy's been spawned, right? Goblin boss. Network information has been spawned. How come the treasure chest didn't get spawned? Main chest, treasure chest, facility, game object. Spawn away. Why are you not spawning him? Mirror network server spawn, main treasure chest, game object. Go get component in children facility. Did it grab like a torch or something? Boss room, props, pillars. There shouldn't be any facilities in here. Facility, torches, interactable drop, stone throne. Why did that not work? Interactable facility. Not spawned. Facility, 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 facility. Well, let's add Geo get component in children facility. Geo is the boss room prefab, which we added that to debug.log. Let's put it down at the bottom here. main treasure chest dot game object dot name. And if that throws an error, that's fine. Definitely. I said different. Another way to say that would be this was written a lot smarter than the towers. Still a lot of stuff to go back to and improve upon. I really want to get a fire zone going before we move on though. Why did you... Is this the debug? 191? That's no good. 191. Main treasure chest. How did that happen? Main treasure chest equals this guy. And you grabbed the goblin boss. What does the boss have? A facility? Oh, he's got a monster drop on him, doesn't he? Well, let's see. He's got interactable drop on him too. Treasure chest. Let's move him up and let's grab his interactable facility instead. Unity is going to look through the hierarchy here in order from top to bottom. So if I move the treasure chest up to the top, it'll just make it find it a little bit faster. And I'm going to have it get interactable facility, which I spelled wrong, but I corrected the other day. Factility? No, yeah. I'm just afraid to correct that. It's used in so many places. Main treasure chest, get component, and then we'll do get component facility. So this is kind of silly, but it's just, nanosecond operations, doesn't matter. So to find the chest, that, do that, that should all work now. Loading cave planters. That's not actually what you're doing, and that shouldn't be called cave, but whatever. Used to only have caves. Alright, let's just take a peek at it first. We did get treasure chest mentioned. He is now spawned, and he's currently locked. So I should not be able to just run in and try to loot it. It did let me do that. That's unfortunate. But it didn't have anything in it. If I kill this guy, he should die and not loop. Kill all his lackeys, and now there's stuff in here, so that's cool. The problem with look at all these dead bodies. he had some stuff on him too. Yeah, I think the main problem is I probably sort of inadvertently disabled that for single player. That's gonna be under building, maybe facilities. I'm gonna just change this real quick. Load farming parent, load. This should be like world encounter. Saved that, closed that. Recipe details UI, we didn't need that anymore. Terrains data, I don't know why you're open. Loot data, we're not doing you right now. Yada yada yada. Dungeon generator, I'm done with you. Dungeon AI 2. Anyway, facility locked. Yeah. That just gets marked, and then the interactable facility checks that when we try to interact with it on, but see, yeah, in single player we're ignoring that, so that's unacceptable. What to do? Good luck with that. I've got minimal Blender experience, but it's definitely a powerful tool, not too hard to get going with. You just kind of need to get some of the interactions. You know, you don't use the mouse to click and select stuff the way that you would expect. Sometimes you end up moving the anchor point or whatever it is, and it gets confusing. Once you wrap your head around that, it's all fine. If the play mode is single player, clan owner is not clan name. That is locked. Currently, we're going to be able to do that with normal chest as well. I'm being quiet, kind of on purpose, but I don't think you can even put numbers in player names currently, so it would actually be impossible. But basically what I'm doing here is setting the owner of these chests to 5 threes. And then, in other words, that's an impossible player name. So, if well, that's true, because it's going to display that, isn't it? Let's say main treasure chest owner equals. How about we do like an exclamation point? Because it does show on the mouse over who owns it. 333 is kind of a little silly. And then in player input, if the facility owner is equal to an exclamation mark, even in single player, that's locked. I guess we do want to say locked though. If it equals this and the facility is locked, do it like that. Now the question is, if I pick up the chest after I clear the boss, does it hold on to the owner? Say I then put it back down and I lock it myself. Am I going to have a unlockable chest then in single player? Let's find out. He's got his back turned. Let me finish off his lackeys. Treasure chest owner, exclamation mark, that is locked. Very good. Get off of me. Okay, so I can't interact with it. I can't pick, oh, it let me pick it up. That's not good. Okay, we need to go look at that. Command, let's see, pick up. Is that right in here? No, I think that's in inventory. Player inventory. Find pick up. Pick up, no? Attempt pick up. Pretty sure it's in inventory. Command pit, no? Input, inventory. Okay, well, let's go from the beginning then. Radial UI. Radial menu. Pick up. Not boat, not farmable, not harvestable. We're looking at facilities. Pick up, that's button 3. Say we do button click number 3. Player building. Attempt to pick up. Close you. Now, if... Yeah, we're not even doing any... No, yeah, we are doing it here. We're just not doing it quite right. I want to be doing all of that. This kind of stuff we should make a general method for it somewhere. Why are you so far out there? If, let's see, we got the linked facility. If the linked facility does not, it does equal that and it's locked. If it's not managed, then it's locked and you return. Okay, good. And that's just a little frightening. I'm just gonna double check. I'm gonna, oh shoot. Where was it? Player input. I'm just going to comment that out in case there was something in there that was actually kind of important. I don't think so, but we'll go ahead and look at this fac. And we're doing all of the fac. No, that's linked facility. The station stuff we're doing down there. And let's see, linked facility, station, that's getting done down there, so we're not actually doing that here. Is that one too many parentheses? Yes. Okay, that should be fine. Linked facility is not equal null, there's a plant, and it's locked. Let's see, play mode is not single player, it's not null, its owner is not... whatever, and linked facility dot locked. That should be good. If we are in single player and it's not one of these guys, we're gonna go ahead and just let the player open it up, because that means that it's they logged into a world of theirs with a different character, and the other character locked something on a structure that they built, but it was their own character anyway, or they downloaded a save or something like that. So it's break time. Let's just double check that once more. Who's looking at us this time? Sneak around. Not that it matters. That is locked. I cannot pick it up. Very good. Interact. It's locked. Unlock. Ooh, an exception. Okay. Let's check that out. It's probably going to open up Chimera for me, unfortunately. I double clicked on you. Let's yeah, I don't want to go to network behavior. I want to go to, what were you trying to call? Player input, lock facility. Command lock facility. Spawn fac ID, get component facility. That's all good. The actual problem was call command lock facility. Object reference not set. NRE. We already checked that. If it's null, return structure equals null. If game says players, okay. So we need to upgrade this, or facility owner equals else structure equals if structure does not equal null, if structure equals null. Chunk manager, yeah, you can't call this. This is not 100% guaranteed to be on a structure. If structure does not equal null, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, you could definitely be miscellaneous. Let's see, this is missing a few things. Okay, first of all, if the fact.owner is equal to exclamation mark and the facility is locked, then let's see. I guess that's really all that we need. The owner is not that. And we're going to encompass this because that takes precedence. So if this is true, then we get into, if we're in single player, which then it's allowed, or it's ours, then it's allowed, then we can go ahead and lock it. Otherwise, we want to get the structure, and if the structure is not null, no, that's not enough. We need to encapsulate all of this within the exclamation check. Because, again, this takes precedence. If the fact owner does not equal exclamation mark, then you can keep checking. If it does, it's owned by an encounter and you're not allowed to touch it. Assuming it's not, and we're in single player, that's good. Structure, if the structure does not equal null and it's yours, then you get to mess with it. Otherwise, that does not belong to you. What are we trying to do here? Lock facility. If else. Okay, so we just need an else down here. That does not belong to you. And if the structure is null, because maybe it was our own and we just unlocked it, we want to grab the structure. Now, if the structure was found, we want to update the structure that it's attached to. Otherwise, we need to get the terrain save file based on the facility.transform.position. And we need to go to the MISC data holder and do update MISC. Is add enough? And it wants the transform. So facility.transform. And I think that this will look for ones that it's already got. Nope, it's just going to add it in there, huh? So we don't. That's not enough. We need to update. Load. Don't have an update method for this setup yet. We could do remove and then update, and it would be the same thing, which is what we're doing in other places in the game, which I kind of don't like. I'd prefer that it updates, but we'll go ahead and do remove MISC and then add MISC. And that should work better there. And that's trying to lock things. Okay, that should be good. Else, structure does not equal null. Right. Okay, let's try that once more. And I gotta take a quick break here. Got an appointment at 5:20 today. So I'll probably stream through till around 4:30. Except for lunch. And I've got an appointment at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. Maybe at all. I mean, it's Christmas. Wife wants to go shopping. I need to buy her something anyway, because that's what good husbands do. Even though I'm pretty poor. Get away from me. Thank you for the follow, Bloodshy. Let's see. This does not belong to you. It's locked. I can't pick it up. I can't interact. Very good. However, if we kill the boss, now we can access it. Pick up. Not empty. Good. What about this guy? Is this gonna say? Okay, he knows. Not empty. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong there. Bloodshy. So I did want to test. I'm going to take all of this stuff. I'm going to pick it up. Now I'm going to put it back. Oh, I can't put it down here. Okay. The reason I can't put it down is because these floors are marked as world encounters. I would still like to be able to do that. But anyway, let's say we make a new building here, and then I put it down on there. Now it shows me as the owner. Okay, so that's good. So even if I lock it, it's not going to break like I was worried about. So if I pick it up, it becomes mine. So that's good. I can sit on my giant throne now. I'm going to leave so that doesn't save. Let's see. So that should all be working good now. Yeah, I think that's all we're gonna do with the dungeon generator for now. I do need to 100% remember to go back to... Where did I change? Encounter data, was it? Here, where we changed everything to just be goblin dungeons for testing. That's not acceptable. Gotta have caves, towers, and all of that. Did we change anything else? No, I don't think so. That should be good. We'll go ahead and up the version to 20. It is Christmas Eve here already. I live in the future. Central Japan. Yeah, and I think we are good. So we'll put that up onto beta. Let players play with it, see if they can break anything. I think we've accounted for everything. And sorry for the bad timing, Bloodshy, but I need to take a quick break. Gotta go to the bathroom, do a little stretch. I do my 10 o'clock break every day. Do another one at 3. And when we come back, I think... Actually, I'm gonna get this started exporting right away, because I do want to move on to doing something else. Well, and we're going to be doing that in our test project. So, yeah, I'm not going to do this yet. We'll leave this as it is, and I'll export that later tonight to patch. And in the meantime, we're going to go back to working with our test project so we can make a fire dimension, which I'm very excited for. We could also work on the undead dungeon, but I don't think we'll do that yet. I want to work on the fire dimension. But, yeah, I'm going to take just a quick 5-10 minute break here, go to the bathroom, do a little stretch. So I will be right back. a little bright. I've got these like 15-minute windows every day that stuff gets crazy bright. I probably will be looking at this project later. I don't really want these monsters so much. I might use this guy. I don't think so, but so let's make a new scene. Let's save it as, this is gonna be fire dimension. Now let's see, I've been thinking about the dungeon generator for all week, all last week. I haven't really thought about fire dimension too much yet. I believe that I own the lava pack by Nature Manufacturer. Who are really cool dudes. Yes, I do. So I'm going to go ahead and download that and import it into this project here. Now, the thing is, how do we want to generate our island? There's, of course, a lot of different ways to do that. We can do a height map, and we can use terrains, which would bring in automatic level of detail control, which is built into Unity terrains. We could generate meshes based on our height maps, which is not difficult to do. I'm actually already doing that for the grass manager. So we could just copy and paste that more or less. Wouldn't give us automatic level of detail control, but we could set that up easy enough if we needed it, which we don't really, to be honest. I think the ground can be pretty low detail, and then we'll add a bunch of stuff to the ground. What's going to be important is getting the skybox and atmosphere looking cool, and probably some particle effects. We'll have maybe some stuff falling from the sky. Maybe we'll have some I don't think I could even find a picture of it. I built a lava dimension long ago. Back in probably like 2016. Where here's some of my old models and stuff. Random old pictures. I don't think I have a picture of that anywhere. Lost most of my old hard drives over time. Just those optical drives, they die out. The other option would be to use marching cubes. And like the benefit of that is we can make caves. I could make like volcano, sharp inlets. If you do a height map, this point is always connected to the next point. So if you try to make like a sharp decline down into a volcano caldera, you end up with this really stretched face. And in caves, we get around that by using what are called, I don't remember the name right now, actually. Certain types of shaders that don't actually work off of UVs. They work off of world distance. They're basically like UV-free shaders. There's a name for that I'm not remembering right now. But I've got some of those, so that's an option too. So do we want to have funky features like that? You know, like weird outcroppings we could make really easily if we were using marching cubes. The alternative being spawning a bunch of rocks, you know, piling rocks on top of one another, things like that. Yeah, I'm kind of up in the air on what to do for the basic setup. Height map, or do we want more control? I'm pretty sure I don't want to go with terrains. It's a pretty big package. 4 gigabytes. Good lord. Unity Store downloads are horrible too. If this were Steam, it would have been done long ago. Let's look at our asset. What do we call this guy? Asset loader. I tend to download all my stuff into here. What are some monsters that we would like for... This is our dungeon creatures scene. Let's make a new scene. Let's say lava. I don't think I even have a scenes folder for this, do I? I do. But I'm not even using it, but whatever. Fire dimension monsters. Probably not any animals. No. We could do fire butterflies. That could be kind of neat. We've got the fire golem, which is not being used anywhere. You know, why not? We'll bring him out. Probably not going to use him. I don't really like these golems, to be honest. We've got the Obsidian Golem, which we are currently using in caves. No, we're using what? We're using the Stalagmite Golem and... Is it the Dark Golem? It's the Dark Golem, isn't it? I called him Obsidian. This is the real Obsidian Golem, huh? And he looks like... Yeah, he actually does look like a nice lava dimension. This guy just looks kind of silly. Like, I don't know what... He's obviously... I mean, golems are constructs. I understand that. I guess that's... I just don't like how they're not connected at all in this series. And, you know, I could connect them myself if I were so inclined. Golem pack, that's got the fire golem. These guys are cartoony. Oh no, these guys aren't too cartoony. We'll probably bring him out. What are the cartoony guys called? I forget where those are. Thought it was somewhere near the top. Maybe we'll run into those anyway. Demonic creatures, demon lord. This is definitely a fire dude. I mean, it's basically a Balrog. But we'll bring him out. as a possibility. Evil Watcher. These guys are cool too. Probably not Fire Dimension though. Golem. A whole bunch of different golems. Prefabs. Golem, Rock, PBR. Oh, these guys are cool, and yeah, we can definitely make this guy fiery. So I'll move him over. Treant. No, I do want to get that guy in game though. Fantasy Animal Pack. Spider Wolf, Rat Viper. No. We could do a Fire Viper, but no, not right now. Fantasy Lizard Pack. There's that guy. Hydra. Now that's a good boss monster. And I believe we're going to be locking the Fire Dimension behind quite a bit of progression. I mean, I'll just bring him out here. Ooh, he's big. Not that we're actually going to use him, but you know, someday, maybe soon. Mountain Dragon. That's freaking cool. Pretty sure I'm not going to use him, but that's really cool. Wyvern, likewise. Pretty freaking cool. Let's just bring these guys out here anyway so we can look at them. You know, difference between a wyvern is their wings are their arms. A dragon has arms and then wings. And again, we can color these guys red to make them fit better with our theme. Not gonna do goblins, ogres. Could do a fire troll. That's kind of counter fantasy. What else do we got? Chimera. I don't really like these models, to be honest. The Chimera and the Manticore. I don't really like these, and that's not really what we're looking for. Harpy Griffin, no. Automate Barghest. Barghest is definitely possible. Probably not though. Basilisk. Again, I don't think that's a basilisk, but whatever. Black Dragon. That's cool. Not gonna use that. Centaur Cerebrus. What is that? That's very much the kind of stuff we're talking about. Fire monsters. Krask. That could be colored lava and have him jumping out. But no. Dark Elf, Darkness Warlord, Death Skull. I do kind of want to get this guy in. Honestly. He could totally be Flaming Skull. I think his eyes are green right now. But we can just change that however we want to. For example, Gargoyle, that's possible. What do these guys look like? Again, that's a maybe. Just a maybe. We'll drag him out. What is this statue version? Is that just before his animation kicks in? I don't know. Giant bat, giant beetle, giant crab, giant scorpion. It's cool. Fire scorpion. Gnome Gorgon. Hellrot. That looks like a fire imp, doesn't it? I might have to recolor him, but we'll bring him out and move him off of the center. Got stuff getting overlapped here. Kraken, no. Hippogriff, no. What is a Lacodon? That's the spiny dude. Minotaur, Phoenix. Phoenix is kind of a good creature, isn't it? But that's still pretty darn cool. Undertaker, what is that? Unicorn, Pegasus, Volcrate. That sounds fiery. Nope, that's the bird guy. Witch. Okay. Then we'll definitely want some... I don't have the lava pack here, do I know? Is he still downloading? 92%. And then we're going to want rocks, which is included in that, and some particle effects. Mostly, I think this is all the monsters we're looking at, though. Skybox, deep space. Yeah, we're gonna need a nice you know what I mean? Fire elemental plane. Let's get some, well, yeah, I guess could just be, I don't want to do just like smoky cloud. This is not too bad. Kind of have this eternal fire sort of red look with black clouds. I guess that's not terrible. Meteors would be awesome. Decrypting. I'm surprised that's 4 gigabytes. Must be a lot of stuff in there. I know they have a lot of flow map stuff for like lava flowing, which is pretty hard to get set up in procedurally. We can make some stamps though, you know, like we did with the boss room and the entrance in the dungeon generator. You make some little areas and you handcraft them, and then you spawn those out randomly across, just kind of mix them in with the other randomly generated stuff. Let's see here now. These guys are all kind of really big and scary. I'm just going to scale these guys down. I think I definitely want to use the Phoenix, the Cerebus. Don't I have another fire golem? And I can make any of my fire golems. Where did the those silly golems, you know? Might not have that actually imported here. Let's look at elemental. Oops. Elemental. Cannot use by another. Yeah, don't then. These guys. They're kind of silly. L3D, that's what it is. Kind of silly, but they're really out of place right now, being in the towers, like Art was saying, or Stu was saying. We should change those guys to like orcs and goblins, and then what was it? Wasn't it like L3D? I just imported it. Where'd it go? Fire, ice, elemental. That's the only prefabs? Come on. Fire, elemental. Like I say, this guy's kinda cartoony. You know, he's kinda World of Warcrafty. But honestly, I could improve that by fixing up the texture a bit. It's kind of just this like smooth tune shading that he's got going on. So needs work if we're gonna use him. Needs work if we're gonna use him. Needs work if we're gonna use him. This guy. We can start out with him. This guy needs work if we're gonna use him. This guy needs work if we're gonna use him. These 5 are kind of good to go. I think we can put them in like an order more like this maybe. This guy's obviously the boss. These can be maybe mid-bosses. These can be minions. I think these guys, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to use this. Might recolor this guy. He looks cooler than this guy. And let me show you how that works. For example, skinned mesh renderer, give me some, how do we do this? Yeah, thanks for that. I'm just going to open his texture up and go ahead and import all of that. And let's just, I don't think he has a lot of color. He's got some decent color. Okay, we'll turn the saturation up. We'll make him orange reddish. Kind of like this even. I think maybe about like that. And let's mess with the contrast a little bit. Let's make him a little sharper and a little darker. And we'll save that as albedo fire. 8's good enough. And now, if I replace his main shader there, let's zoom in and look at him, with this guy, now he looks like he might be more fit for wandering around What is all this stuff? In a fire dimension, and we can see. Let's see, can I drag him into here like this and see his attack, kind of like that? So, you know, I think that is a decent, what is that? Is that just his axes markers, I think, is all? And, you know, I just did that in like 5 seconds. We could change that a whole bunch. Maybe more like this, or maybe we select some. Actually, let's do what am I trying to do? I want to select just the brightest parts. Is that going to give me anything? How come that didn't give me anything? Well, that just barely gave me something. How come that didn't work? Select color range, sampled color, selection, fuzziness 200. Image. No, that's stood still. Well, let's just go with highlights. Show me the selection. There we go. Fuzziness. I'll do it more like that. And then say we just make these bits. I'm wasting my time. I don't know what I'm doing here. Anyway. So we can do that kind of stuff. This guy I think is alright. It's like Obsidian. This guy's kind of funky color. And they'll all get nice atmospheric lighting on them too. So anyway, have you finished? Nope, you're still trying to import. Anyway, the original question was, I fixed that. Get rid of that. I'll scale up so you can see what I'm typing. We can either do marching cubes, which allows outcroppings, caves, etc. Requires a, can't remember the name for those. Volumetric, that's what it's called. No? UV free triplanar, that's what it is, triplanar. Requires a triplanar shader. We could also do height map terrain. I don't think I'm going to do that. Let's just skip over that. We could do height map mesh, which is what I'm leaning towards. It's just easiest and not necessarily easiest, but easy, fast, allow, and then we'll use lots of objects to populate the scene. So, kind of what I'm going for here, to be honest. Well, I guess that's not really true. you've got these, it's these kind of places. So there's like areas that you can walk around and fight, but then it's just totally surrounded by lava that you can't go out to. So I guess another question would be, do we want to do an island shape? Or do we want to do connected, like continent shape? Or do we want to do connected islands? I think this is the order of preference I've got in my head right now. Height map mesh. And I think connected islands too is better than continent shape. Sort of like rooms in a dungeon. The continent shape would be neat to climb up to the top, and then at the precipice is the boss. But controlling the path up there, having it off in the distance and it's raised when you come in to the dimension is pretty cool. But there's lots of other things that we could do. For example, could have an elevated boss area that a teleporter sends you to. So you can see there's like a boss room, there's like this floating lava cube, and then maybe the connected islands circle around that, and then when you get to the end, there's a portal that goes up there, and then that's where the boss and the treasure is, and there's special loot or special stuff, elemental stones up there. We're done importing, so we want to start playing around with this stuff. Thing is, I don't really want there's fancy scripts and splines and all of that. I really just want to get some cool fire and lava going. So I think this is how we're going to start out. Just do some height maps for now. So let's go ahead and bring our little player dude in. Let's say lava is gonna be at what? Minus 100 is not enough. Let's say minus 900 is the lava level. And we'll go to him. he's got his camera on him, doesn't he? So we don't need you. So, lava materials. What do we got? Ground and river textures, demo scenes. Let's go check these out. Lava demo 1. Who's, what, and where? Yeah, that's cool. And I think it's set up for us to look at it. Yeah, you know, need some fog, need some lights, need some this and that, but there's some... This is actually not as interesting as I was expecting, but whatever. No, that's pretty cool, pretty cool. Lava demo 2. This is cool. Definitely, definitely. Does this have a... Yeah, this looks better. It's got a little darkness going on there. This stuff, you can walk on it, but it will damage you, maybe not as much as lava. There's little spurts there. And the majority of these are just rocks that have been... Hello, hello. These are just rocks that have been plopped down and around. This is their spline generator for the lava river auto materials stuff, which, like I say, we might get some, we might copy kind of this, and make some stamps. For the most part, we're looking for... That's a lava rock too, cool. Is this a lava cave? That's pretty cool. I like this lava a lot better with the black. If it's too bright, it looks a little funny there. Yeah, that lava looks really cool there. Looks like it's got some, what do you call that? Parallax, tessellation. This is kind of more what I'm looking for. Cool, cool, cool. So honestly, we might really not even need a mesh terrain. I mean, we're just going to be generating meshes for our little islands and then their little connectors. This is just a big conglomerate of rocks all put together, I believe. See, you got big rock. Flat and nice enough to walk across. The only problem is it's got this whole big underside that is also going to always be rendered, and the physics system is going to be paying attention to those colliders. It's nice to have this big flat side to create this idea of being able to walk along this sort of path, but really that works better if we just have like a lava plane like this, and then we've got a mesh, just a 2D mesh that then it dips at points beneath the lava. So that's what I'm shooting to do, and then we can have some rocks and stuff like this. Yeah, these scenes are a little funky. What are these skyboxes? That's gross. Yeah, I think that's just a little too simple. That's just your basic procedural Unity skybox. We might have to buy something. Skyboxes are a little touchy. So, let's see. They're using their spline tool on all of this stuff. But here is the shader. Lava river tessellated. Where are you? Shaders. Whole bunch of shaders here. Lava river tessellated vertex color flow map cheap. Not sure if I can. Let's give it a try. Scenes. Nope, we're in fire dimension. Okay. So for now, I'm just going to add a plane, which is basically a 2D height map. We'll switch to shaded wireframe so you can see what I mean. It just hasn't been adjusted at all. And let's see if we can add some of these shaders to it. You actually don't want me to do that? I guess I need to give it a material that is capable of changing. So let's create a material. Let's say, and you know, we've already got lava planes in Solace Crafting, honestly. But, and they work good, they look good. This could look better. We'll try it though. Lava plane. Let's say fire dimension lava plane. And we'll go ahead and grab that, I don't know what, standard metallic lava, no, maybe lava river, I don't know, standard metallic lava, what does that look like? And we want to add this to here. Let's move him down to where our player is. Looks black. Minus 900 is not where I put the, oh, I put him at minus 910. That should be 890, huh? So let's say we've got a rock. We've got a big lava rock here that our player is standing on. And what's up with this lava shader? I'm probably not feeding it what it needs to know or something. Well, it's not at all populated. Okay. Let's see if instead we've got some materials that we can grab from. Lava materials. Lava flow lake. Lava river flow mapping. Cool. It's got some occlusion culling going there that's a little too strong, but that looks pretty cool. Let's just take a look at these. That was that number 1? How about number 1 frozen? Huh. Flow mapping number 2. That's cool. That's obviously for the rivers. 2v2 flow mapping. That's also very cool. 3 flow mapping. Very nice. I like that one a lot. 4 flow mapping. Not my favorite. My graphics card's actually heating up. It's interesting. Like quite a bit. It's pretty hot in here though. And then what were these? Lava 2 flow lake. Lava 3 flow. It's kind of the same thing. Lava 4 flow color only. Lava 3 vertex color only. That's kind of neat. Tessellation's pretty strong. Anyway, I liked flow map number 3 the best, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, so let's 3 flow map. Let's duplicate you. Bring you into here. I'm not going to use that. I'm a little concerned why my graphics card is spinning so hard just from that. Let's see now. Lots of settings. Cold lava metallic. Emission, noise, tessellation scale. Medium lava, angle fall off. HD, ground and river textures. These ground materials. It's cool, definitely. Those will be nice. Cliffs. Vertex paint prefabs. Interesting. Lava profiles. That must be their river system stuff. Okay, so let's see if we can't just terrain data. What is that? You've got some terrains in there too. Volcano. Don't think that's how you spell volcano, but they're not Americans. Maybe that's how you spell it in their language. Let's say this guy's 10 by 10. What does that look like? Big and fast. 5 by 5. 3 by 3. Looks pretty cool. And did I put, I want to make sure this guy's on there so I'm not, I am actually going to be changing the shader settings, not just the material settings, aren't I? Let's see if we can't copy the shader. Can I click on this so you can me to it? Take me to my shader. Shaders. Lava. Where are we at? Nature manufacturer, shaders, lava. That's not actually the location. Lava river tessellated vert. Lava river tessellated vertex color flow map. Vertex color flow map. Kind of interested in what cheap is. Flow map cheap. There we go. Let's take this guy. Is there a material set up already that uses this somewhere, somehow? Somebody, please? Or can I change this guy straight to lava flow map cheap, and he'll still make use of the stuff. Good, good, good. And I kind of want to do reserve flow map cheap. There's also mobile versions if we want to get even cheaper. Because it doesn't have to be AAA, is all I'm saying. But I kind of want to copy this guy and name him cheap 2. Just so I'm not changing the original settings. I think he knows enough to, let's just say cheap 2, shader cheap 2. That, not familiar with how shaders are written in the slightest. And now I will make this guy use lava shader cheap 2. So now when I change the settings, it won't mess with the original. Let's just take a peek at, yeah, that still looks really cool. I want to slow down the lava speed a lot. Like this, 0.1, 0.05. Maybe even less than that. Oops, 0.05, 0.025. It doesn't really matter, but noise speed. Edge length, max displacement, Phong, text strength, all kinds of stuff going on here. Blend strength. It does that kind of all of a sudden shift there. Strength is spelled wrong. Lava angle, fall off. Just stop running like, what are you running at? 1,000 frames per second? Just knock it off. I don't know why it does that. Graphics cards just like, I can do it. Believe in me. Medium lava main speed. Let's put you down to 1 and 0.5 as well. And is there a cold lava speed too? Likewise 0.1 and 0.05. There we go. That all looks better now, probably. See how it does that morph? How do I turn that morph down? Chill out, frame rate. Lava speed, smoothness, normal scale, metallic, emission mask, threshold, intensity, noising, angle, fall off, height, blend, threshold, strength, color, main speed, smoothness, scale, tessellation power, angle, fall off, blend, threshold, strength, smoothness, noise, power. Oh, I'm sorry, Katie. Cold lava, blend, strength, edge, length, max, function. Well, anyway. I'm just gonna want to look that up real quick. Unity limit editor frame rate. That's standalone. I'm looking for editor. Quality settings. There are two ways of the game. Both work in the game view of the editor. If Unity editor. Oh, does that actually work? VSync must be disabled. If that works, that'd be cool. Let's create a C# script. We'll do say editor FPS limiter. Thanks for switching there for no reason. Void start. Alright, void awake it is. And I wonder if it'll change that when it goes off or not. I jumped straight into 3D. I don't think there's any reason for you to not do 3D if that's what you want to do. 2D's really got some stuff that's pretty different. So I would say if you want to do 3D, start 3D. And again, do the rollerball tutorial. That is the way to get started, hands down. Do it. A lot of good tutorials on the Unity website. Let's see if this actually worked. It did, that's nice. Keep my graphics card from blowing up. Got some cool tessellation there. Let's see now. I want to get a nice skybox going. I could use Enviro, but I don't think I'm gonna. One thing's for sure, we want fog. We want to just do linear, we'll say like 1,000 maybe. Halo texture, what is that? I want to do... yes, it doesn't do fog against the skybox unless you have deferred lightings. Fog turned on. Which, yeah, we probably don't want anyway. But, so we go to the player, we go to the camera. Clear flag is the skybox. Let's go ahead and just copy one of their silly skyboxes for starters. Not in the shaders. Where was that? I saw some in here. Additional tools, cliffs, demo scenes, skybox. Better than not. Let's see, environment lighting. Skybox, sure for now. Don't auto-generate. Can't see the fog until we start adding stuff in, but this should show us the skybox. That looks better anyway. I didn't even set this guy up to be able to look. He can only churn and move. Might have to fix that. We can not a big deal. So let us start by, let's say we've got a new object. This is going to be this is our FPS limiter. Let's say we've got a guy called Fire Plane Generator. And he's going to want a new script called Fire Plane Generator. You don't have to open that up for no reason. Put him on here, and now let's see. What to do. I'm not going to be using update. Probably going to use start. So let's go ahead and do some height map meshes. So I'm going to copy from Solace Crafting. Let's see, procedural grass. Right here, this guy knows how to generate height map meshes, and he knows how to generate splat maps, but I'm not going to be using that. Let's just copy these over first. And we're also going to need all of these. And we do need the height map, huh? We're going to be generating that ourselves. And we're going to be calling all of this. We're also going to want to have a serialized field for our material. This is going to be the ground material. No real reason to make that public. I've stopped doing that. Make it serialized. Good. Now all we need to do is generate our height map. So let's do generate height map. And we'll say heights equals new. And what are we going to do? Mesh resolution 32. New float array of mesh resolution by mesh resolution, and then we're going to do for loops for int x equals 0, x equals less than the mesh resolution x plus plus. We're going to do the same thing for a z. And honestly, let's say we've got, let's do a fast noise called noise, and we'll do a noise equal, noiser? What? Where did that come from? Noise equals new fast noise with the default seed, and here we want to call generate height map. And so what we're gonna do is just go crazy first and say heights xz equals noise dot get simplex, and we're probably going to want to do, well, we'll just do xz for now. We're definitely going to need to scale those, but that's going to generate a height map. This is our fireplane generator. Kind of want to put that whole thing into a void generate island sort of a deal. Let's see what's 32 times 4, 128. So it's not a very big space. And worst comes to worst, we can bridge these with rocks if the UVs don't want to line up or the normals don't want to line up too well. But let's do int x, int z, and I'm going to move all of this. Well, I won't do that just yet. We're probably going to be creating multiple meshes is the only thing. So and these don't necessarily need to be all in their own methods. But this will trigger immediately. Mesh equals new mesh. Let's go ahead and just look at it for now. It's going to trigger right away. Mesh filter dot material. No, it's the mesh renderer. And yeah, actually, I don't even need to do that, do I? I can just plug the material right into that. So we've got this guy, we need a mesh filter, and we need a mesh renderer. And we're going to add one of these ground textures in. Let's see, how about, I don't know, that one or this one. Let's go with this one. Again, I kind of want to keep them separate from the originals. Lava plane, what is it, fire plane, ground, mat, and he's just standard and all that. So I'm going to drag him into here, and this isn't going to position itself properly, but it should. Index out of range, fireplane generator. What? Mesh resolution. XC, less than or equal to. Okay, so this needs to go less than or equal to as well. I think is all. Nope. Probably need to do +1. Generate height map 48. Less than or equal to. Yeah, this needs to be +1. Because you're making 32 sections, but there's a start and an end. So the 32nd section actually has a 33rd point on the back side of it. Unassigned reference. Oh, I didn't click and drag these guys into here. And now we've got an island somewhere up here, which is highly uninteresting. So we need to, yeah, this is gonna give us, we're doing ×4 here. We want to do this, let's say, this is going to give me a value between 0 and or -1 and +1. So we want to do actually this guy +1 so that he's now 0 to 2. And here I'm going to say times 10 for now. And let's just see what that looks like. And again, let's just, well, yeah, we'll just look at it like that for now. Okay, so he's got some, you know, height going on here, but we actually want that to be going a lot faster. So we want to do x times 10, z times 10 to increase our frequency a lot more. Or is that right? Simplex, oh, not +10, sorry. Times 10. Like so. And now let's say that this guy is also down at -900. And that means his 0 is not going to be there. So let's say he's at -910. And what? Over here a bit. Where's our player? Player's over here on his little rock. But so now we've got, you know, some basic. And he doesn't have a collider, but get back on my rock. Start of some land. Now, that is if we just leave it up to the noise. Which we don't really want to do. It's nice to add some noise in there, but what we really want to do is generate islands. So, one thing we need to keep in mind is that 32 times 32 is only 1024. We could be making this a lot bigger. A mesh can't have more than something like 65,000 vertices, which the square root of is something like 256. It's a little bit bigger than that. So we're currently running 32 by 32. If we up that to 64, or let's say 128, how about 128? Let's try that. We can just, let's make this guy serialized field as well. And we left play. I'm gonna put him, let's see, -910, and he's gonna be generating, I'm gonna change this to 128. And we're currently moving in steps of 4 meters, so 128 times 4 is 512. That's a good chunk. So I'm going to do -256, -256, because he's going to build in the positive. And we should see a nice lumpy landscape. I do like the scale of this plane. So what happens if I duplicate you and move you -100? Do they loop? Looks like it's just a little bit off there. So they do not loop in that respect. Interesting. Not at all. So we might want to have just one big dude like this, and then we want to turn down our scaling. Say 0.1, what, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, any other scales? Tiling, noise, 0.5, let's turn you up to 5. Of course we're in play mode, but those are shader settings, those should save, so I just need to turn this guy back up to 100. And now we've got lava spread out for a long ways. We can make that bigger if necessary. So again, we just don't want to be leaving our lava entirely up to noise. It's just going to make these lumpy lumps like this. I do want to go ahead and add a mesh collider to this, and I don't think that he will automatically update himself. No. So I want to add that in, mesh collider. I'm going to turn my heater off. It's very nice and warm in here. Toasty and nice as that is. So we should now be able to walk. Well, we need to set him to be walkable. No? Hold on. Mesh oh, right. We have to click and drag that in there before it can do that. And there we go. We've got walkable little islands. I want to go look at that again, and like I say, we have some fog going, but I want the fog to be quite a bit more than that and darker. And that will become more obvious later on. And it reverted back because that was playtime, of course. No big deal, we'll adjust that all eventually. So, we want to not just leave this completely up to the height map. So, how do we want to do that? Let's say that this guy gets +1 and then he gets divided by something like 5F. And that's just for applying the noise. And now we want to determine whether we are in a room or not. So we might want to go through and generate a list of walkable spaces first. For example, yeah, I don't want to do this just yet, but I want to move this stuff off of the start method. Generate, let's say generate ground mesh. I want to do, let's see, I don't need you, that bothers me. That will happen over there. Prior to that, I want to let's get a byte array, jagged byte array going called what did we call this in the generator? Occupied spaces. And then we populated it. Populated areas. We populated it with area types. I don't think we need to do that. We'll just start out with bool for now. Bool, and we'll call it raised areas. And I'll do equals null, why not? So let's do generate raised areas first. So we'll make a new void down here, generate raised areas. And what we're going to do here is raised areas equals new bool array. Once again with the mesh resolution, and we don't need to do +1 for this guy. And we're going to do the same for loop. No, no, that's not what we want to do. So, let's see. We want to do, say we've got a starting position of, let's say int start x equals, if we do 10, that's 40 meters from the edge. Sure, that's fine. Int start x, int start z equals 10. And let's say we could do, like I was saying, could have an elevated boss area, but yeah, let's not do that for now. Let's do our lazy walk. We could create an array of cells. And then move between those. Like we did with the dungeon generator here. We've got a dungeon cell. We certainly don't need all of that, but we might want to bring some of this similar approach over. Let's do Serializable. I'm gonna put you down here. I'm gonna add using system. I'm going to call you fireplane cell. You only need to be two-dimensional. We're not gonna do, definitely not gonna do height. Width and depth. Do we want to do that? I don't think so. Direction, we're not going to use you guys. And we might use some of that. It's not going to be rooms down. I'm going to keep this separate. So let's say what? We want to do an array of those. We're doing a 512. Right, this guy is 128 times 4, 512 island or area, 512 meter area. We could create cells of, say, 32 meters. 512 divided by 32 would be 16 by 16 grid of cells. Let's try that. And let's say that we've got a fireplane cell jagged array called fireplane cells. Do we want to create the cells before we go through and do the raised areas? I think we do. So let's set up a generate cells daily. And I'm going to lazy walk, or was it drunken walk, around and just try to get a path going. So we're going to want to use get direction. This is a lot more convoluted than we're going to need though, but I'll bring it anyway. Generate cells. So let's see here. The first cell that we're going to start out with is going to be our 0, 0. And why not? Let's make it 2, 2. That's kind of why we didn't make this an array. Actually, we made it a list, didn't we? But same thing, I can go straight to it and check to see if it's null or not. That's fine. Let's go ahead and keep that. So, fireplane cells 2, 2 equals new fireplane cell. Probably gonna want to add, he doesn't need to know his cell position because it's built into his position in the array there. He does need to know his direction. which we can make up for the beginning one. So we'll say that his direction, you know, and just because you shouldn't be doing those calls, just bad practice. Fireplane cell, current cell equals new fireplane cell, and then we're gonna make this guy the current cell, and we can say current cell dot direction equals south, like that. Direction dot south is what I meant. And now we want to populate the cell, which is basically what this guy was doing. So let's make, let's just say that. Generate raised areas, and I'm going to give him a fireplane cell called cell. Let's do generate raised areas using the current cell. Now what he's going to do is that needs to go up here. He's going to I think I want to generate the next direction prior, or at least within this method. So I'm going to move him above get next direction, and let's say yeah, we can just store it for now. Direction next direction equals get next direction. Old direction was south, and we're gonna just feed it. Let's see, he does need to know the current position. Let's do int x int z. So I'm gonna feed. It's just kind of silly to keep them all in there, so I'm just gonna do 2 2 like that. Int x int z, x and z, and he's going to make sure we don't go south again, and we're not doing any of this down stuff. While possible directions count is greater than 0, int index equals get random. That's all good. So we want our get random methods. And again, I haven't plugged this in to the Solace Crafting methods yet, but these actually all exist in Solace Crafting. We don't actually need to be adding these to these scripts, but just for our test project we will. And let's see. X times whatever, doesn't matter. We're not going to be doing a Y. We will have a Z. Possible directions. That's correct. Direction to new direction equals possible directions index. What is this? New position. That's not what I want to do yet. And I want to cycle, and then I don't need to do this. I just need to see if new direction equals possible direction. Switch. New direction. Case direction. Let's start with north. So if we're trying to go north, how come get random still? Nah, it's all messed up because it is brackets. So we're trying to go north, and that means, well, first of all, if we're trying to go north, and if our x is equal to cell size divided by mesh resolution times 4. How do we want to figure that out? Cell size is 32 meters. Or is that steps? Cell size is 32. Mesh resolution is 128. So I didn't do that actually right. What's 32 divided by 4? It's only 8. 8 by 8. 128 times 4 is 512 meters space, within which we were going to do 32 meters sections. But that actually means, as far as the height map stuff is concerned, we're actually only doing 32 divided by 4, so there's only 8 steps. 8 by 8. We'll try it out for now, though. That works fine. So let's say int cell size equals 32. That's actually 8, I guess. So if x is equal to cell size, I'm looking for cell count, really. Is that being used anywhere yet? Don't think so. So this is 8 steps. That's 128 steps. But each step is 4 meters. Let's go ahead and do a cell count equals 0, and we'll just figure that out as soon as we start out with cell count equals mesh resolution divided by cell size. And that's just going to give us 128 divided by 8, which is our 16 by 16, right? Okay, so that's good. So we need to have that for here. So if x is equal to cell count, and I don't think it can even actually get to the top. Cell count 16, which means we're actually going to be going 0 to 15. So if x is equal to cell count minus 1, then just right away we know we need to remove the possible direction we're looking at and continue. Which is going to continue the while, right? Yeah. Failing that, we want to, if cells x plus 1 comma z does not equal null, then we want you to do the same thing. So we can actually just make that an OR. If we're already at the edge, or if there's already a cell generated in that direction, we want you to remove and continue. Otherwise, if you've passed those checks, go ahead and return direction. Return new direction. And we'll just, yeah, we'll just do that right there. So, now we just need to do a northeast, southwest. And in this case, east is going to be z is equal to 0 or z minus 1. And again, we don't want to ever be allowed to go negative, so this will stop us from doing that if this triggers already. If we're going south, this is going to be this also is going to be 0, and we're going to do x minus 1. And for west, we're going to do z equals cell count minus 1 or z plus 1. Return new direction. So no matter what, this should return something. We'll just add this there so it doesn't yell at us for being wants to definitely have something. As long as we feed it, well, let's see, is it possible? Directional, yeah. It is possible that it gets returned null, and that means that we've reached a dead end, and it's 1 minute to noon. Oh no. We're working on next direction. So the reason that I'm doing this is determine next direction, and now that I've got that figured out, I want to raise an island for this cell, and then I want to raise a path to the next island is basically what I'm doing here. So we'll create our raised steps. We'll vary them so they're not flat. And we'll randomly lower 1 or 2 here and there and make this kind of a, Diablo style patchy path through the lava. And then we'll throw a bunch of rocks and monsters and have lava jumping out at stuff, and should be cool. I'm actually not super hungry. What am I going to eat today? Didn't end up having a sandwich. I found some stuff in the fridge yesterday that needed eating, so I ate it. Kind of would like to make some pasta. Still having trouble swallowing. Getting the stomach camera tomorrow. I think I will make a sandwich. But yeah, it's noon. Let's go ahead and call it here for now. I might be back in half an hour. I might take the full hour. In either case, we'll get back to this and making some cool fire dimension. Get some monsters in here. And yeah, fun stuff. And regardless of what we get done today, I will patch the current dungeon generator stuff into the actual game on the beta branch. But is my camera stopped? I can't see the camera moving on my capture software here. Looks like the camera's off even. Not sure what happened there. I'll take a look at that. Hope it hasn't been like that for the past 2 hours or something.